Hi everyone, welcome to another session.
I'll be speaking to us on the topic which says, why is it important to have a good personality? Why is it important for us to have a good personality? I would say personality is a combination of our characteristics, like our appearance as an individual, our pattern of thoughts, our behavior, even our communication ability. Because all these things I've mentioned now, like our characteristics, I said our behavior, our pattern of thoughts, all these things contribute to who we are. It tells who we really are, like a person or as a Christian or as a youth. Like we don't expect to have like a bad behavior, being rude while communicating, or having a negative pattern of thought towards others and expect them to see us as a good person or stuff like that. But our personality, it matters a lot. It says a lot about us. In fact, our personality goes a long way, even sometimes like to the grave. When we die, you can hear some people, they'll speak about the dead, like, okay, that person who died, oh, and that man was a great man when he was alive. Like, or they may say, oh, he does not have a good personality when he was alive. That this is the type of person he is. It is because of the way of life of that person, how the person lived throughout his life. So this evening, I just have one importance of having a good personality to share with us, and with that, we'll be looking at the personality of some people also in the Bible. So the important reason, one main reason, or the major reason why we should have a good personality is that your personality defines you. Our personality defines us, defines you, defines me, and defines every one of us. It tells us who we really are, like, or it tells who we really are. It differentiates us from everyone. Like, let me bring this now, bringing this to our Christian life. I'll say, as in, like, normally, we don't need to say, okay, we don't need to say, hey, I'm a guy, or hey, I'm a lady. For everyone should know that this is it. That same thing applies to our Christian life. You don't need to go around telling people that, hey, I'm a Christian before we should know. But it should show in our everyday life that, okay, people are supposed to look at you and say, yes, this person is Christ-like. This person is behaving like Christ. In his behavior, the character, the way this person talks, or the way this person acts, this person is really Christ-like. Like, okay, but when this thing does not apply to our everyday life, then that's otherwise already. So the question I want us to ask each other is that, does our personality defines us as Christ-like or otherwise? What does your personality say about you? What does it define you as? The first personality I'll be checking out in the Bible is Ruth. Let's take Ruth, for example. I know that we will have heard people talk or teach about Ruth a lot. And what do you think about when that name comes up? Ruth. What do you think about Ruth? Like, okay, because of the way people have talked about it, the way they have taught us, the way they have preached about it, see that she's friendly, she's responsible, humble, and very affectionate towards Naomi, her mother-in-law. We know the story. We know how she decided to follow Naomi, even took care of her humility and everything, her loyalty. He spoke for her. Like, it was recorded in the Bible that Ruth was a virtuous woman. I'll share a Bible passage with us. That's Ruth chapter 3, verse 11. It says, and now, my daughter, don't be afraid. I will do for you all you ask. All the people of my town know that you are a woman of noble character. This is Boaz talking here. So Boaz, this is not Naomi, because we can say, okay, maybe because she is her daughter-in-law. Naomi will say, okay, yes, Ruth is a good lady, she's this. But this is Boaz talking. And he did not just say it. He said, all the people of his town knows that she is a woman of noble character. In another version, it says a virtuous woman. Another version says a worthy woman. So if you look at it, you see that this is what Ruth is known as. This is what her personality has been defined as. This is how she was defined. That, okay, they look at it and say, Ruth is a virtuous woman. She's a woman of noble character. That means she was so humble. Her personality have said a lot about her. So I'll ask us again that what does our personality say about us? The people look at us and say, okay, yes, this is someone of a noble character. This is someone that is virtuous, like a woman of excellence, or otherwise. Let us dare to be like Ruth, like to look up to this person and say, okay, let me try or live up to this. Another person I want us to look at is David. That's King David. When we hear the name David, what comes to our mind? That okay, oh, David killed Goliath. He fought so many war, or maybe we say, David sinned so much against God, like when he married Bathsheba, or when he counted the Israelites to see how successful he was. But then the Bible said that David was a man of good character. It was recorded that David was a man after God's heart. That's in 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 14. In 1 Samuel 13, verse 14, it says, "But now your kingdom will not endure. The Lord has sought out a man after his own heart and appointed him ruler of his people, because you have not kept the Lord's command." That was Samuel speaking to Saul there. That God has sought out a man after his own heart, which is David. But God even was able to speak about David and say, yes, this is a man after my own heart. But what now? What do you think in our personality or in our everyday life, in our Christian life, what is God looking up to us as? Or how can God define us to be? What can he define us to be? One attribute of David I love so much, or that I love the most, was his humility. One, David was willing to acknowledge his mistakes. He was so humble that even though he saw himself as okay, he's a king, he was a king then, saw himself as so powerful, he fought so many wars and brought victory to Israel and stuff like that. But still, when he sinned against God and he brought himself down. He was able to acknowledge his mistakes, ask for forgiveness, and even make sacrifice towards him. His humility to recognize that he was weak. Yes, before I said David, he tried to count the Israelites to see how successful he was. But when he saw that, when God told him that I did this, not you, like though he went to the war, but God gave him the victory, he was able to calm down, to humble himself, ask for forgiveness. So our personality is just like our identity. It tells so much about us. It tells almost everything. It is just who we are. So when we act or something, what we do, the way we live our life, going on in our, even though the neighborhood, even if it's in class, among friends, what can they say about us? Like, who is this person? Will they say, okay, I know that person is so different, so humble, so like, or what, that person is otherwise? What do you think God or our Savior can say about us? Like, can he look up to us and say, okay, yes, this is my child, which is upright, or this is my child that is humble, this is my child that is blameless, or that fears me a lot, that can bring him or herself down to me. Even Jesus was able to humble himself to wash his disciples' feet. So I don't know, like, I feel we should be able to humble ourselves. That's one most important thing when it comes to our personality or living our life as a Christian or even as a youth. To be able to bring ourselves down. Okay, this is the person, or this is God who I should fear. This is a man who I should be upright to, or how should I live a blameless life? So it is very, very important for we as Christians, as youth, to have a very good personality, so that when we go out or when we show ourselves, like I said in the beginning, we don't need to start saying that, okay, yes, look at me. Am I not a Christian? Don't talk to me like that. It should show in our behavior. Truly, they don't write it over the head or something. It should show that, yes, this is who this person is. This is a God-fearing person. This is a godly person. That's God can look up to and say, yes, this is my son that is upright, or this is my daughter that is humble. We shouldn't forget how Ruth brought herself down to even live with Naomi. She had a chance to, live and continue her life, get remarried. But she was able to, if she had decided that, okay, I am no longer staying here, I'm no longer, she might not be recorded in the Bible as a virtuous woman today. But with what she has shown to us, we have to know that, okay, this woman is a woman of excellence, a woman with a noble character. That's why I said, what does our personality says about you? That's why I decided to just pick just one point, which is our personality defines us. That it's just like our identity, and say, yes, this is who I am. Tells a lot about us, our characteristics and everything, our pattern of life. So I just want us to look at ourselves, to check ourselves, to examine ourselves, go back and check, am I still, at the right track? Am I still doing this? Am I still going with God? We should examine ourselves well and see that, okay, this life I'm living on, with this personality, with these attributes that I have, am I really God fearing? Yeah. Okay. Can I be recorded as someone with a noble character, someone that is blameless, someone that is upright, that can live up to the expectation of God? I just want us to know that we should just go back and check and ask ourselves again that, what does our personality say about us? Or what does my personality defines me? How do I, how can I say I am? How do people especially look at me and say, especially like I was saying before, in our circle of friends, there will be something they will surely say about us. There will be something that we will surely be living up to. That, okay, this person is this, or that person is that. Not just in our circle of friends, our environment, like our neighborhood, where we live, even in our church, they can stand up and say, this person is this, or person of good nature, humble. That humility is number one. Can we dare to be humble like King David? To bring ourselves down and not pride just walking over us, or we living over it. So I just want us to know today that our personality really defines us, and it is just like our identity. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the lesson. And I know that every one of us understood this lesson, because the purpose of this Bible study is for everybody to come together and share our thoughts on every topic. Because last week I told us that after each study, we'll have at least 5 minutes to like discuss. I have to know if we are actually following, because most of us are video what is it called, the video, this thing is not on, so I don't know if you're actually listening. So I want everybody to like participate in this.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is okay.
Good afternoon.
I just wanted to say thank you to the teacher this week. I really enjoyed your topic, and I just wanted to touch on something that that really stood out to me this week. I like the way that you said when you're talking about having a good personality, it's not all about just exposing and declaring every time. You have a lot of people who might be fake and all that stuff. I like the fact that if you're really true and have a good personality, like you said, it should just shine all through. I really just wanted to say I liked how you were explaining that, and I really enjoyed what you taught, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for the lesson, but please, I want to ask what the topic was, because I did not hear very well.
Okay, so the topic was, why is it important for us to have a good personality? That was the topic. Why should we have a good personality?
Thank you.
All right. First of all, let me say thank you guys for showing up again this week. It's really awesome. And I just want to say that when it comes to personality, like what Sister Onome said and what Sister Ore said, you have to shine through. A lot of time it is very good for people to see that you're different, that you're unique from every other person that you're friends with, or people that you don't even know. Let them see you. They say something that first impression is very, very important. Let people see you and be very convinced that you're a good person. Yeah. So let your personality shine through. Let it be something that you're even proud of, because when you're not there, it is good that people talk about you well. Okay, when people start talking about, crazy things about you, that is not is it does not even show maybe how responsible you are. So you have to be careful and have a good personality. Be kind to people, be humble. Look, if you're humble to even people that are younger than you, they are older than you, that is not going to diminish your status or remove anything from you. So you just have to be you, be unique, and just enjoy life. Yeah. So that's the end of the lesson for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming once again, and I hope that with this topic you can go into the week feeling good and improve better on where you know that you're lacking. Thank you very much for showing. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye
Bye. Okay, so that's the end of the lesson today. It was a great topic, and I just want to say to everybody watching us that it is so good to have a good personality. It doesn't cost you anything. You just have to be kind to people, be humble, be good to people. Though life doesn't give us a chance to be good to people, but there are still some people in the world that need your good. So be kind to people, and you see that you live life in peace and feeling good about yourself, because people will talk about you very well, and with that you can get many opportunities. Yeah, thank you so much for watching us today again, and I'll see you guys in the next session. Bye.